Hi guys, I'm Kimberly and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be talking about gluten-free cake mixes, where to buy them, and how much they are. So gluten-free cake mixes are pretty new to the gluten-free world. I was diagnosed 10 years ago, and 10 years ago we definitely did not have these. So these are about within 5 years these have come out, and they have changed my life. I love these. It makes it so much easier. So the first one that we're going to be talking about is Betty Crocker. Now Betty Crocker was one of the first ones to come out with a gluten-free cake mix. Now there were a lot more that came before them that were specialty brands that you could find at Whole Foods or different specialty grocery stores like this. But this was the first brand that came out that you could find in just a regular grocery store. Walmart, Target. It was amazing, life-changing, wonderful, because not everybody has a Whole Foods right down the street. And it really revolutionized gluten-free. It made everything came into light after Betty Crocker started making these, and it was just life-changing. I can't even tell you. So I have really great feelings towards Betty Crocker. I love Betty Crocker. This is a great cake mix. If you check out my video on how to make gluten-free yellow cupcakes that are super easy and good, I use this cake mix in it. But really any cake mix can be used in it as long as it's 15 ounces. This cake mix is 15 ounces, which you will probably notice is a lot less than regular cake mixes that you can find. So they do, if you're just making the cupcake straight from the mix using the directions on the back of the box, it's gonna be a lot less cupcakes than you'd find in a regular wheat-based cake mix. It's also a lot more expensive. These are pretty pricey and they rarely go on sale. If they do go on sale, I buy as many as I can because they really rarely go on sale. These cake mixes I found at my grocery store. They are $4.99 a piece, which is a lot. $4.99 per cake mix is a lot. It's a lot. And so you really want to try to budget for them. Really, if you see them on sale, snatch them up as soon as you can. But they are a great tool. I don't use them every day. So when I do use them, like a few times a month, it doesn't seem like a huge expense. Betty Crocker also has a chocolate cake mix, which is pretty good. If you're gonna bake straight from the box, I recommend the chocolate over the yellow. I think that they're a little bit fluffier, a little bit less grainy, and a little bit more delicious. So yeah, I recommend this. Also, if you saw my video on how to bake gluten-free cupcakes, I also include a cookbook, the Cake Mix Doctor Bakes Gluten-Free. She has a lot of recipes for chocolate cake that uses a gluten-free chocolate cake mix that make them so much better. So check out that video, check out the cookbook. You really want to find all these recipes because they make it all so much more delicious. Okay, so the next cake mix we're going to be talking about is Pillsbury. Now, they came out a little bit after Betty Crocker, but these cake mixes are really good too. And this cake mix I also found in the same store that I bought the Betty Crocker ones, and they're an entire $1 less. These are $3.99 and they are just as good. And this one, if you can see, is funfetti. So that's super fun for kids. But really it's not necessary because you can add sprinkles to any cake mix to make it funfetti. But it's fun, and I like that they are trying different things. They also have a regular cake mix that you can find. I just couldn't find it at my grocery store, but they do make it. So this is also a good option, and it's a little bit less expensive than the Betty Crocker. Okay, so the next cake mix I'm going to talk about is this Simple Truth Organic cake mix. Now, I found this at my local grocery store. I found this at Ralph's. And it's just a store brand, but it's also organic, which is pretty nice. I like that. I like that it's organic. And it was the cheapest out of the three. This one is $3.49 for a gluten-free chocolate cake mix. It's also 15 ounces, which fits all of our recipes that you can use in that cookbook. So this is a great choice. They only had a chocolate one. I have seen a vanilla one or a yellow one, but today they only had a chocolate one. So I grabbed it. So this is a great one to use, especially if you really like organic stuff. I like this one. I think it's good. I like the Betty Crocker one a little bit better, but this is still a great option. Okay, for the next one, we're going to be talking about King Arthur flour gluten-free yellow cake mix. I found this in Walmart. I've been able to find this in pretty much every Walmart that I've ever been into. They usually have this in the gluten-free section. It's usually not with the other cake mixes. But yeah, it always hangs out in the gluten-free section, and I've never had a problem not finding it. The only problem with this cake mix is that it's 22 ounces. 22 ounces. So all the cake mix, all the recipes that I have in that cookbook, you just have to alter it to be able to use this cake mix. But you do get more cake, more cupcakes. It makes more, which is great, and the price is $4.86, so it's even less than the Betty Crocker one. So it's a great deal. It tastes great. It's just annoying because I have to alter all my recipes, and I have to do math, which is not my favorite, but this is also a great option, especially if you have a Walmart near you. You can just go and pick these up super easy. Okay, for the last one I'm going to talk about is store brands. A lot of stores carry their own brands. I already talked about one with the organic one, and I'm going to talk about another one. This item is $2.29. $2.29. That is so much cheaper than any of the other cake mixes. So this cake mix is 15 ounces. It's a yellow cake mix, and I found it at Aldi. They had their own gluten-free line. It's usually in a different section of the store with all their other gluten-free products. They have a chocolate one, a brownie one, and they have lots of other different products. For the price, this is the way to go. So you want to check out every store near you to see what they have, because they could have a gem like this lying around for super cheap. Now for the price, this is amazing. It doesn't make my favorite of cake, probably because I'm just a little bit picky. I don't think anybody has ever noticed or questioned what brand of cake mix I've ever used. So this is definitely a great item. I love it. I was so excited to find it, and it's so cheap, and it makes me so happy. So at the beginning of this video, I told you that I was going to share with you my very favorite, and my favorite is for a lot of different reasons, but mostly because this brand came out the very beginning. It was the first brand, and it's Betty Crocker. I know it's the most expensive, and my husband tries to shake me, but it's still my favorite brand. It's always my go-to. If I'm in the grocery store and I have an option, I always pick Betty Crocker. But I have used every single one of these, and they all taste great. So I hope that you have some better research and better understanding of where to find these products, how much they cost, and how to use them a little bit better. Keep checking out my YouTube channel to find out more recipes and product reviews, as well as tips and tricks. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I definitely want to hear from you and hear what recipes you want me to try and alter and change so that you can live a happy, healthy life. So thanks so much for watching.